We love both of these teams. Watching Sentinels is always a pleasure, but Tom, now we get to cast them. And here on the defensive side of Icebox, they look to take down G2. It was a tough series last time around, but so far, they maintain that unbeatable record when it comes to international events.
Yeah, they did lose a map. It was this one last time. I think that was the one thing that we have to put out there is that if G2 are going to have a chance in this series, I think they need to take this map. And they've got off to a decent start. They've managed to take down dapr. A couple of players already rotated in. It's early in the day. But they're going to get themselves the after plant, and more importantly, the wall has kept them safe.
The players have had their warm-ups, you can see that.
Yeah, I need one too.
But surely, this is where Sentinels start to mount that comeback quite quickly into the site. Sick, wanting to move through the wall. Doesn't want to overextend. nukkye already picking up ShahZaM. This becomes so difficult for Sentinels to hold on.
Hey.
G2 just keep on coming. With only one player taken down, this pistol is so close to flawless to kick off Icebox. Site to walk on into. Should be nice and clean and getting the plant down and retaking him with classics and your odd sheriff. Won't exactly be ideal, but you don't want to discount TenZ. And winning the round is not what Sentinels are looking for. Obviously, they'll take it if it comes their way, but for the most part, they're looking to do damage and drop weapons. Now, G2 have nukkye watching the flank with a pistol in hand. Him going down would be the biggest of deals. He's got koldamenta here to help him, just to make sure that they don't give away any unnecessary advantages. Great nade, satchel to pursue as well. But you don't want to get too aggressive here, Tom. That could play right into the hands of the pistol, who are now right below him. Luckily, nukkye is able to deal with that. And the important thing for
out of there, and especially after being tagged, I'm actually quite surprised he's sticking around. AvovA is going to pick him off, leave a weapon in the backlines, and keloqz has just found another onto dapr. This bonus is looking incredible. They need TenZ to go huge. Luckily for him, he is, well, I was going to say he's going to be able to dismiss, but nukkye already behind him.
Yeah, he caught him, got right up in his face as he came out of dismiss, and what was a very weak round for G2. Spectres for the most part, a Marshal and a Sheriff, and they've only lost the pistol yet again. But zombs desperately trying to pull this one back.
Stack up against him.
Stop them getting close at the same time, though. You know, those Spectres, three of them come running around the corner, and the only real danger was when you're, well, should have been, when you're looking over towards the Marshal, which obviously was still able to connect in the hands of keloqz. It's still online as well. He's playing with the Marshal right now, and you can see that G2 are sensing a weakness. They're moving towards this A site, but Sentinels have stacked up.
Already, AvovA looking to try and lock this off. TenZ has managed to bypass the wall, but isn't able to connect the shots necessary. mixwell is actually going to walk into two players and completely whiffs. Luckily, koldamenta is there with a triple. Again, looking like a relatively clean round for the side of G2's. Credit stacked up, and it's only really zombs that can make this costly.
Yeah, with keloqz having the Marshal as well, he can potentially grab an upgrade to a rifle. I'm surprised he's staying way back in spawn, watching for the flank. The most important thing for me, though, but especially if keloqz doesn't save the rifle, any damage that zombs can get from this point would be huge. Because G2 have gotten away with near flawless rounds the whole way through, including their bonus. And if Sentinels get no damage done here, well, then you're going to be in a spot where it's going to be very hard to break G2's economy.
Yeah, of course, for zombs. Probably just going to try and take one with him, die to the spike. There's no real value in holding on to the Sheriff, and in fact, keloqz is going to pick him off instead. So now we start Ivo on the attacking side. We know that G2's always been strong in this attack, but this would be something different, and ShahZaM's already dead. That was like 8 seconds in.
We talked about ShahZaM's operator. Obviously, keloqz has bought up his own, and now he's the only operator left on the server, for the time being at least. A man advantage for G2, claimed by nukkye, who's still walking forward, looking for more victims and finding them. The nade onto the back site, and the Hunter's Fury, it will not connect for the kill, but the nade will. That is glorious for G2. 4 versus 2, and Sick can't even get a kill on the board. Again, it's zombs left to 1v4 retaken. Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to get anything either. 4 pushed B, they've pushed mid, and they're seeing no one here. G2 might be about to get trapped in.
Do have the flank being watched, though. keloqz is more than aware, and with that push coming through, it might start to make them hesitate a little bit whether they continue this push, but to be honest, they're continuing to find all the openers they could possibly need. They're just ripping apart this site. It may have been a stack, it may have been a flank, but, well, G2 just get through it no problem.
This is an unbelievable start. I mean, Sentinels are looking hard nerfed. I wouldn't be surprised if coming out of this round, you get a pause out of this defensive side team. Because I don't think I've ever seen them look this weak, and that's not as he did before. Maybe a little bit scared of running into nukkye. TenZ certainly should have been, because he has been shut down to start. dapr pops off the Hunter's Fury. Very little found, but keloqz so close to death. 26 HP as he dashes on out. And they've already burned up their heals, so it's going to be a while before he gets back up to full.
Yeah, although TenZ has gone down, they still have this bait and switch. You can see Sick has gone into a far more aggressive position than what we've seen before. It does seem like TenZ has started to be predicted quite often now by the side of G2, but with mixwell falling, there seems like a chance for nukkye's just on one today. Sick, as said, he's in a prime position to do a fair amount of damage, but now the showstopper comes through and catches him on the edge of the wall, leaving just 2 men standing for the side of Sentinels.
So well played so far by G2 in a 4v2 yet again. dapr and zombs, we've seen it so many times, but here's a successful start. Zombs left in the 1v3. keloqz still low, but he has that operator and he has the angle. They worked so hard on improving their game. And so far, it's been working out for them in this series as well. ShahZaM connects the koldamenta, though. That's the pick that they needed. He's got all the blades back up, and that's the difference maker in a round like this, where they don't even have a rifle to play around.
keloqz already taking a lot of map control. I think dapr will have heard him, so he's going to be wary of his flank and, well, maybe not expecting keloqz to be that far forward. Sick needs to get something done, but he's going to hear the remaining players walking away. This could be a pretty big moment for him, but mixwell's in the spawn. He's just sat all the way back, just ratting it as far as he can, and now they're going to try and put some pressure onto zombs. Now, he popped his ultimate at the beginning of the round. ShahZaM will close out the lurk, but he needs to get something done here. Luckily, this weapon at close range, it can work.
30 seconds left as they dive on in, but they've already bypassed him, going up above as well. The site is now theirs. The res on the dapr might not mean much if zombs goes down, and he will, walking out of the Viper's pit and being dropped straight away. Man advantage no longer in their favor. ShahZaM wants to get the opening, but does he know that right up above is mixwell, waiting to catch dapr as he comes on through. There's the kill for ShahZaM, and Sick manages to save his life. Now they should have their first round, unless nukkye has got something to say about it. And he's holding it down, but might be caught on the cross, and he'll be on his way, because Sick has already been taken down, but there it is. ShahZaM trading it back, taking out the star player for G2 in this map so far. That could be a huge blow to the attacking side, but they have got the spike planted. Time is on their side, and as it ticks away ever faster, Sentinels need to make this B retake work. It hasn't been successful for them so far, but they haven't had this kind of weaponry in the past.
This is the AvovA spot. This is one of those positions where he sticks in all the time. TenZ on a late flank, he's been spotted. They're expecting him now, but could act as a bit of a distraction. And quickly, Sentinels just dropped 3 players. It's left all onto mixwell, and his burst through the screen is not going to achieve anything. Another solid retake from Sen. It seems like they start to get worried. With zombs in position behind yellow, he can be isolated. The cross is being watched by ShahZaM, but there's no way they'll go across without a Viper wall down. In fact, it looks like there's no way they'll go across at all. G2 start to relocate, moving towards the spawn, and it looks like they want to late exec into the A side. They're going to try and send... Well, it seemed like they were going to send mixwell through mid. Instead, he's going to double back with the rest of the team. You can see Sentinels have the right idea. Already rotating dapr through. The remaining players also going to make their move, and as the screen goes down, it looks to try and section the site in 2. But G2, they don't have a lot of time here, and they've given dapr a slight angle.
Oh, the Boombot gives away his position. He's being blast-packed, but somehow he's able to get a kill from that position. Still alive now as Sentinels gain the man advantage, and there's so little time left. G2 are just being poked and pressured, and by the looks of it, taken down. AvovA somehow able to stay alive. He's getting the spike planted. keloqz has come in with 2, and all of a sudden, it's down to Sick. He has to clutch this one out. No idea where AvovA might have gone. The wrap could be in play, and he's about to get peeked out by keloqz on the op. This is so tough. He needs an opportunity to take a duel and a close shot, but a whiff. Now as the time ticks away, Sick is taken down easily. they reposition, they relocate. Just about have caught them. ShahZaM's ready with the operator for a quick kill, and he's not even the point man on this round. He'll take first contact, but now it's all about buying time for TenZ's flank. And the question is, does anyone on G2 look back towards their spawn? And for now, the answer is definitively no.
Yeah, they've also stacked up the remaining players. There's even one watching into mid just to try and hold off the flank. This is being perfectly played at the moment by Sentinels. They have them trapped, and G2 have to try and fight out. mixwell, though, has been able to find one. And this could give them at least a little bit of space. The problem, though, is the spike has currently dropped all the way back towards TenZ. So he's called for that little bit of extra support. ShahZaM, though, he misses his shot.
Yeah, he's going to be tagged up massively. Has to be so cautious about any future fights that he wants to take. Waiting for his teammates to rotate into position for G2.
30 seconds left.
Moving around to grab that spike's going to be pretty tough, and nukkye knows that he's about to run into a couple of players. TenZ shutting him down. A third kill for that man in this round, and that pretty much cements the save for G2. If mixwell finds an opportunity right away, sure, maybe they go for it, but instead, here with 4. This is where TenZ becomes revitalized. ShahZaM, operator in hand. This is another shot, and zombs goes down. The B site under threat. Sick has rotated in, so ShahZaM, tries to get back, but he's caught on the cross. Sick left waiting in the sidelines. No res in play for them coming into this final round, and keloqz, he's forced back. He can't cover the plants, but we will have a Viper's Pit activated. That will buy them some space, but if dapr can manage to find mixwell here and grab a tag, that could have been huge. But instead, they're using it as a fake. They're running away towards the A site, just leaving keloqz here with a bulldog in hand. He's going to try to shut these guys down.
Oh, this is just the biggest bait of all time.
They've
actually watched in mid as well. They think that there's going to be players. The only problem here could be that they actually get caught from behind. nukkye, he's going back! TenZ is like, I must be going towards the B site. Sentinels are completely lost in this round, and now he's going to go running through the spawn, and nukkye's just waiting for him. This is glorious from G2, leaving just dapr standing to try and pull off a ludicrous clutch.
And he will not even get him. mixwell shutting on third kill of the round.
Yeah, Vansili has been trying his best.
Yep.
He's been praying to anyone he can to try and get Sentinels back into this map. So we'll see. Maybe he has managed to jinx G2, in which case, well, just get him. Maybe that's the case.
Get after him.
You might be ruining our series at that point.
Well, Pistol certainly hasn't started out poorly. They've managed to take down TenZ yet again, shutting him down in the early half of the previous map and doing just the same here in the Pistol. Sentinels are gearing up for a B take. Their wall is going to be going up in just a second. There you go. Yeah, the poison orb fades. They pop up their wall. They close in the distance. And now it's popped that wall up to get a plant. Oh, Sick is going all the way through. Of course, he doesn't have the ice wall to play with, so they need to be a bit more aggressive than you'd normally expect. And it works out to take nukkye down, but the shock dart returns the kill.
Still behind the screen. I think mixwell has expected them to be a little bit further forward, so just waiting for the screen to go down to give them that little bit of extra space. They'll pop theirs back up, but it seems like G2 at the moment is still just looking back towards the A side, just in case there's been that fallout, that fallback. But it's still going to be a pretty awkward spot. One being spotted will allow keloqz to try and reposition and take the battle, but ShahZaM has taken out mixwell.
That's huge. Viper utility for retake taken out, but so is ShahZaM. It keeps on trading back in G2's favor. Sentinels need a big play, and with zombs on 2 health, he's going to struggle to get anything done. Sick has to be the clutch man of the round. A 1v2, 10 seconds left, and very little that he can get done. Double digits hit by G2. Empty wood.
Sure, and in fact, we're actually going to see a force spike coming out of Sen. I think they've realized that at this stage of the map, they need to get in and they need to get back into it now. A fast push coming in on towards the A side. Spike actually leading the charge. It could be dropped, but instead, Sick will win himself the duel.
A lot bought up for Sentinels, and they're looking to get the value out of it. Plans coming through. AvovA has the flank, but it's being watched. TenZ not able to connect AvovA, even predicting the position correctly. dapr up above. Will be slowed down, and nukkye is picking up doubles on the site. This is falling apart for Sentinels, an absolute disaster. Zombs tries to step it up, but he's so low he'll be dealt with easily, as will dapr, and this is 11 for G2, despite investment coming out of Sentinels. They're a little bit shaky, to say the least. They're going to try to isolate these close-range angles on the A side. There are Viper walls absolutely everywhere, but that gives Sentinels the ability to close in on the site.
Yeah, their weaponry does slightly favor them over what we're currently seeing with no ultimates online. If keloqz maybe gets himself a kill, well, they actually know he's picked up the orb, so he will have his Blade Storm. It's going to be down to that battle of the flank. If he falls, I feel like this round looks very unlikely, but if he can get rid of dapr, there's a good chance.
Still no plan, just a constant harassment of utility coming towards Sentinels. They managed to trade it back and keep the man advantage out of the hands of G2, but only for a moment. ShahZaM, the last alive, hunted down by keloqz to put...
Storm.
Well, it starts out poorly with dapr going down. That operator on range taking the kill. mixwell might just have heard the drop. There's the distraction shot as he swings out wide. Sick is down. And, you know, okay, they might walk into the A site completely open if they go quick enough, but G2 have a two-man advantage. They don't care about allowing a site take. They'll play the retake every day of the week.
They can afford to let this one go. Not really wanting to take anything too risky at this stage. A chance for what will be the biggest victory versus Sentinels on LAN on a map. Didn't have to think about that one for long, because they've only lost one other map. For now, though, ShahZaM looking to try and change that, but the trades come back so thick and so fast. It's left all onto TenZ. He's giving it a damn good go, but down to 24 HP. He will heal up, and maybe he can keep them in it. It's him versus keloqz, the operator facing off against the Guardian, and keloqz will close it. I'm excited to see it. Hopefully, we get a closer map.
Well, let's hope so. As we kick off the pistol here on Split, Sentinels have suffered a crushing defeat, and now they're looking for revenge. nukkye picking up the first to take down Sick here in the pistol. That puts a bit of a sour taste in Sentinel's mouth.
It's not going to be the greatest start of all time, but they are still going to take quite a bit of control, already pushing their way up the ramp and just having a little bit of a look on the flank, just check no one's coming through so quickly. It's going to have to be a push forward from dapr. He gets caught up by the nade, and nukkye's already found another.
TenZ, low HP as well, and here comes the blast pack. Ambitious from mixwell, but he's got teammates to trade. And just like that, G2 continue the streak. They bleed close.
Already. We'll see if they can get anything done in this round. Again, we're just looking to see if they can make things a little bit more costly. You've got TenZ with his sheriff in hand, but everyone else just trying to save up as much as possible. And for the opposing side, this is about not only keeping all the weaponry available to them, but more importantly, getting some ult orbs online.
Yeah, most definitely. There's a lot to farm up in this round. G2 don't want to give away too much, and that's why they're really turtled in. They're playing a B retake, hoping to slow down their opponents with utility if it comes to it. And with 50 seconds left, Sentinels have set a trap. They're waiting for G2 to run into middle. They feed right into Sentinels' hand, but nothing goes their way. These weaker pistols completely dealt with, and it's the long-range fight that they win out. Somehow, dapr outranges AvovA. But I don't think he's going to get much more done, Tom.
He gets an ultimate orb. In fact, he gets two for the kill as well. So it's at least a little bit of something. He's waiting as well, and actually, it's the wrong angle checked initially. I expect him to be running right at nukkye, though. This is what I mean. Like, he's going to be taking these aggressive fights, I believe, even into the buy rounds, using that Reyna exactly for that purpose, almost countering the exact thing the TenZ is going to try and do on the other side. This time, though, it hasn't worked out. The site has fallen. Now, the spike still has to rotate in, and there's going to be a slightly more aggressive rotation coming out from keloqz to try and spot them as they go through.
Yeah, Sentinels have such a huge advantage in all the ranged fights that they take. With a minute left, they don't need to feel shoehorned into pushing just yet, but they have obviously got the site. That was an ambitious play by mixwell. Been watching some bunny VODs, has he? But they won't be getting anything done here in AvovA. Well, trying to make it costly, a double kill for him before he eventually goes down. And you allow someone to play comfort, but giving nukkye with all the openings he found in the attack, that Reyna could be absolutely massive. To start this one out, keloqz goes down right away, but mixwell's good for a trade. Problem is they're fully stacked up on this A site now. You only have AvovA playing B all by himself.
Yeah, he doesn't have much utility available to him either. The stars already being placed means he'll at least be able to slow down the push from B main. And of course, the wall is not going to last long at all, so he'll just have to try and recall some of the utility that he already had just to give him an opportunity. Now, the Leer should be heard. This will pull one of the rotations, but koldamenta is very far away.
The pull but no spam. This sort of sells the fact that he's not on the back site, and then he baits them in and takes the kill. Now as they come ever closer, he's good for his second. AvovA holding this one down all by himself, and his teammates are rallying to his side. AvovA has done a spectacular job of not giving away that advantage or the site control, and they don't even get to step on the site. So there's actually, it's deceptively strong on the attack side.
They're going to start to make the play into mid, and it's actually just going to be given up by mixwell. He's actually got his showstopper. He's going back, just at least holding them back, delaying them for the moment. If he can find anything here, it would be huge. And in fact, Sentinels are just going to give up all of the control they've just taken. Sure, he might not get a kill from it, but that ult was still valuable.
He puts it down to 45 seconds left as they come into the later stage of the round. This really disrupts the tempo of Sentinels, and TenZ wants to catch something as he moves out towards the site. His teammates coming in through heaven as we speak. The nade forces him back. Now they can split this push and just look to take down the heaven players. mixwell does exactly that, but ShahZaM, it's a beautiful right click to take him down. Sadly, no one else is able to answer up on the Sentinel side, leaving zombs to fend for himself. They are coming up above, and he has nothing to do here with a classic after he runs out of ammo.
Part in this half. If they can start to isolate AvovA, this becomes a very different map.
It does indeed, but for now they're running right into the A side, and nukkye is holding up close, phantom in hand, fades on out. Doesn't want to give more than the one kill they've already got, but TenZ creeps his way into the vents. Now he's gonna rifle, but he hasn't got a life anymore. nukkye still going and farming up a third, possibly even the fourth. He gives that over to keloqz. Let him get some ult orbs. What a nice guy. With zombs left alone, he can only hope to do some damage with the sheriff, and he certainly has, shutting keloqz down. But is that going to happen every time? No. And you need something else for it to work with when it doesn't. mixwell's being sucked in, but he's managing to get out of the gravity well and make it back towards the top of middle. That operator stays in, and even though they've rezzed up, they still have a man disadvantage. mixwell is giving them no space to breathe. In fact, looking to take TenZ down yet again, but they'll eventually concede control. Allow middle to go into Sentinel's hands, but at a heavy, heavy cost.
They still have a man disadvantage, even with the res currently in play. You've got koldamenta waiting as well, with pretty much his full set of utility alongside a star as well from AvovA. So you can look to try and pull any close players, but again, it's just delaying them that little bit further as they try and make their way through. This time, though, they do manage to destroy the second nanoswarm. So he's not going to be able to do much damage.
Get that utility on the replay after on the EVS. We need that on the big screen. That was absolutely gorgeous, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. There's no time because Sentinels are rushing in towards this side. Good trade to start it out. koldamenta holding close still, only good for the one. The operator misses, and TenZ might just have shown up when they needed him. 3 kills out of this young man. But the problem is, even though they've ulted sight, they don't have spike. It's held up above by nukkye, waiting for TenZ to come up the ropes. And he does. That is the spike retrieved, and what should be an easy plant, and a very difficult clutch out of keloqz. The position he's in, though, will they expect it? He's wrapped all the way through middle, come up behind them and be main. Sadly, he doesn't quite catch the jump on them. He'll have to give away his position pretty soon.
Yeah, they'll have worked it out by now. They're already clearing the back of the site. They've made it through to the spawn as well, and it seems like they have an incredibly good idea of where the last man of G2 is standing. TenZ has exploded into the server, but can keloqz ruin it for the side of Sentinels? Absolutely not. TenZ goes from...
That's where the spike is, but it won't be able to move all too far forward. They are using a lot of utility to keep them out. The lockdown, surely going to be a big problem for them. In fact, Sentinels are rushing onto the site. They're going to try to get out the other side of it, and they will. They've made it all the way through. Huge commitment from G2, and it sees practically no reward. The spike retrieved. Can Sick get out of there, though? Oh, no! mixwell whiff, and that might just have given them the opening. koldamenta not able to answer up when needed, and nukkye has to clutch it out.
1 versus 3, and he's not even going to get a second's notice. Sentinels are broken back, and again... Okay, keloqz going to be a little bit cheeky here. He's not baiting a shot out of ShahZaM. Again, though, although the ultimates are one-off for a couple of them, I feel like they need to find something first before anything comes through, and Sick is just going to farm up a couple of his own, leaving 3 players remaining. Now, 2 of them aren't going to be at least in the right spot, but they're just being picked apart. Every duel being won by the side of Sentinels. What started off as a scary prospect going into their map choice now starts to look pretty good. We do have to bear in mind, Mitch, they are on the attacking side of Split, and we put this map over at least a bit to the defensive side.
Most definitely, and it's that ace out of 10. They know Raze is here, and that means the showstopper is too. But with 20 seconds, they have no choice but to go. Here comes the showstopper. That's going to slow them down. In fact, it's going to pick off TenZ, the difference maker in a lot of these rounds. 10 seconds left. They still need to deal with AvovA on the site.
Oh!
And they've walked right past him. AvovA somehow connected that second shot as well. He's got 3 on the board, and the round is G2's. A spectacular play. Put him down right in his tracks.
Again, it looks like they're going to try and go for this heaven split. It's definitely been one of the successes that we've seen so far. The smoke will at least negate the turret for the moment, and dapr is in a perfect position. They expect him, but they don't manage to find the kill. Now, the trade's all right, but this will actually spot out the lurk. So for the remaining players of G2, they can actually stack up B.
Trying to make a little jump above the wall, see if anyone was there. Down close is clear. There's a Lear back sight. They know where nukkye is, but they still haven't spotted koldamenta. They know he's around here because his turret was chiming off, and now in comes keloqz, excuse me, with koldamenta, nukkye back sight, and AvovA up in heaven. The whole team chipping in to win that one out. So be careful about these early duels because they can be reset on you so quickly. Minute 15, TenZ goes down, op shot connected, and this is where they probably look to move over and get him back online. But the problem is mixwell's close by. He can lob in a nade the second that they pop the res, and koldamenta's covering the heaven push.
Yeah, he's trying to play off of his turret. It's definitely predicted. You can even see the second bullet going almost straight where he would have been if he decided to try and swing out on that. TenZ is going to be brought back, and there's not really anything they can do about it. Even having the gravity well to try and pull them back here. Again, it's going to be this split onto the site. There's nukkye at the back, but it's a collab from mixwell. He will come away with 2 kills, and it's left to ShahZaM trying to hold on here. Another solid hold from G2 as they're too worried for them just yet. Aggressive start to the round, already looking to try and fight into middle. A lot of damage done onto keloqz, and TenZ is going to duck away. They can't quite hunt him down. He'll escape into the ropes, or he has a little bit of backup.
Yeah, TenZ and friends looking to take this fight together, and TenZ knows there's an alarm bot up close. But now he might have the advantage as he swings on this fight. Frenzy in play, beautiful shot to take koldamenta down. And G2, 3 versus 5. This pistol could be huge for Sentinels to give them that little bit of a boost into the half that they may so desperately need. For now, at least, things are looking incredible. How did he get a headshot out of that with the frenzy spray down mid? The damage will be healed up on. That's the only problem.
It's given nukkye that little bit of extra HP. Now, he doesn't have any more of those, so you're not going to see him heal up once again. And the rest of the team are now looking to make their move in towards the A side. Now, there's a couple of stars available for them to at least try and slow down this push. And the problem for G2 is there's not a lot of time. They're going to try and take that elevated angle across, but it is clean from Sentinels, leaving just one man standing. AvovA with 15 seconds left. This pistol has gone the way of Sentinels.
Yes, coming into round number 2. All right.
Okay.
Well, I guess nukkye's not going to do anything.
Yeah, no, it was an attempt for G2 to almost just go dark, sit back and go, okay, there's nobody here. With a spam through from ShahZaM, it's going to at least earn him a little bit. They don't even know the Sick is waiting in this corner. A spray down to farm him an extra few orbs. And now keloqz, if he can get an extra kill here, I'd say this is a success.
Yeah, definitely. It's just about doing damage in a round like this. That's why they've only invested partially.
30 seconds
You know he sure can do the damage if he's given the opportunity. TenZ, in fact, going very aggressive. He's on top of the box. Another kill for keloqz. He's going out for more, and I mean, he gave a little bit of a haircut away, but TenZ just gets the hell out of there. And the most important thing is this stops them from really getting that ult orb themselves. TenZ blinded up by the Lear, and so they have time to take him down. Sure. Oh, what is that from dapr? Sick drop-shotting down, but dapr doesn't need any help. He's already picked up 3, and he stops them from crossing to the site. That wall broken instantaneously. What a hold from this man.
Yeah, he looked a little bit less comfortable, I'd say, when it came to his Sova play on Icebox, but I don't think anybody's out there doubting his Viper, something we can expect to see in the next map as well if we do end up on Bind, but Yeah, dapr just holding down a few crazy shots to connect. And okay, AvovA is on today. He will drop the danger man, at least in this round. And with 45 seconds, there is still time for G2 to play with.
But if keloqz goes down here, that's the spike on the floor, and he turns at just the wrong moment. ShahZaM with godlike timing, putting it down. 30 seconds left in the round, spike to be retrieved, and Sentinels are starting to set up to punish it. AvovA strikes at the right moment. He has a read on Sick, and he's shut him down too. 3 kills for AvovA, and he needs to find the 4th. With 50 HP, he's made the right gamble, going for the A site where the plant will be his. But zombs is looking a whole lot healthier. Oh, if he put 1 star down now and got a pull off, he could actually win the round, but that's a little bit much to expect. The plant coming in now, and we will have a 1v1 setup.
There's a fairly long rotation, and it gives time for a reposition. AvovA almost has to take an off angle here, but zombs almost definitely going to be predicting this aggressive play. It needs to be the headshot, and zombs is going to close out the round. A big victory here for Sentinels. It might be looking like a almost back and forth in this one, but this was their bonus. This wasn't a full buy, and now they're
basically a smoke, right? Blocking off the one angle here or there. Sometimes allowing a few deeper plays. That is one hell of a shot. TenZ needs to run. Caught between a snake bite and a nade. ShahZaM's taken down. Lear going out. They've got this site control, and there's nothing Sick can do with the Lear being up, but zombs and Sick combine to take that double, shutting down the attempted push by G2 and making this next to impossible for them to get anything done, especially if TenZ kept fragging like that. But with him falling, keloqz might have an opportunity, but he didn't expect that. I mean, how could you? Sick is just running at them, leaving AvovA to clutch again, and it will not happen. 8-8.
ShahZaM off at least the early control, but as said, it's almost like a fluid defense. As one player falls back, the others start to push forward. Taking that battle, TenZ, of course, has the ability to dismiss out of this position if he is able to get himself the frag, and they are looking to try and close him out of this spot. The repeat will at least allow him to cross, but he does take a bit of damage on the way out. Yeah,
that Lear saved him because no one could aim at him. They were just spraying away and hoping to catch him on the crossover. Still getting a little bit of damage in. As G2 quickly rotate to B. This could be huge. If I'm not mistaken, Sentinels have not taken the orb inside of B main. I can't see it with the hood. A little bit more. There we go.
It is.
This is a huge bait. They see that orb, they think there's no way someone's here. But Sick is. He's trapped in the corner, though, and taken down, and as dapr tries to escape, he is pursued. ShahZaM eliminated in middle. Now the split comes to fruition. mixwell's back online with the res, and AvovA is on his way. He is creeping close. He's hearing the steps. He knows exactly where dapr is. AvovA good for 1, but it's a trade out. Sentinels are keeping this competitive. Zombs has to make a big clutch happen. He's going to stop them from planting for just a moment. No, actually, he doesn't. It's a little bit too deep. He was hoping that this was going to be a plant in for main. Oh, no! Just the wrong time! But he still gets away with a frag. In fact, he has more HP than koldamenta, and he wins it out. 3 kills for Zombs, a massive clutch, and Sentinels take the lead.
What? He had absolutely no right to win that after trying to jump off the back of the box. That is...
It definitely would. We talked about the impact ShahZaM can have, and he's about to take a challenge. There's the kill right away onto koldamenta. He's going out for more, looking for a victim. The Lear popped up by his teammate. Confirms there's still a player on the left side at least. TenZ wants to push on forward. It's all a bait for keloqz to try and catch a frag, and that he does, but ShahZaM deals with him as well. Almost swell too. 4 versus 2, pistols in play, but G2 have gained control of the B site. And look at this massive rotate from mixwell. Knife out, running through spawn. He might just be able to get on there for a plant. It's all down to nukkye, though. How much can he get done? And a free kill. He can dismiss over there, confirming there's another player holding up in heaven. dapr on his way through, but he'll get the kill. And now this is almost unwinnable for mixwell.
Yeah, if he gets a kill, he has the showstopper, but dapr's not going to allow for anything more. There was just a moment where it seemed like G2 could maybe get something here, but a couple of... A wall just locking them out. Sick is going to sit at the back, and he already has TenZ to support him, and there's going to be a rotation before anything can really be done.
Oh, it's a little bit shallow, but the spams get him in the end. Good kill to start. Wall across, and here comes the showstopper. Looking at the backside, and TenZ again, the victim found by that rocket. He is taken down. dapr is too. ShahZaM doing his best to keep this one alive, but a shot through the legs as we will leave zombs again in a clutch situation. But he won it out last time, managing to get a near impossible clutch on the board. This time around, things aren't looking nearly as doable.
And that's the one interesting thing about this current position. If I said to you, Mitch, 6 rounds in a row, you're thinking, Sentinels must be rolling in it. So much cash, they probably can't even, they're having to just almost recycle things at this point, just going, oh, do I buy an extra pistol? Do I just throw a bit of utility away at the end of the round? Do I do that? Well, that's not the case. I think one of them had about 5,000 credits, but they had a lot of rebuys in some of these rounds. Yeah. You had obviously the round where Zombs basically had to clutch it out and was the only one alive. And, oh dear, they've actually lost the operator as well. Him getting shut down by G2 is a pretty big deal because, yeah, luckily for them, that ultimate is online. It makes a big difference with this purchase. mixwell's just gone straight through, though. It just blasts back, and it might not have been as clean as money, but that was! ShahZaM's going to take 2 with the Blade Storm, bringing this round back into contention. There's also the res online, so potentially going to be able to use that while holding onto the angle. The wall doesn't block it. Luckily for TenZ, he's going to be finding the shot anyway. Again, we find ourselves in a 2v2, but G2 do get the res off.
Yeah, it looks like Sick might be able to do the same. It's a risk, but he's going to take it. dapr falls in the meantime, though, so the numbers stay exactly the same. Down goes Sick to the operator, and keloqz hits in with the 4th. That is 10-10. They now find themselves on pistols. That was some shot, but he will just be healed back up for the most part.
I do love the idea that if no one else is going to hype up keloqz, he would definitely hype up himself.
He will do it himself. You can be damn sure of that.
I'm nasty.
Oh, you got to do it. You got to let him know. Well, coming up against pistols, though, this is going to have to be a very cautious round from G2. You would love to come in and just start rolling around, trying to win duels, trying to ego peek them, but at the same time, Sentinels are still dangerous when they have these pistols, and we have seen it again and again.
Yeah, even when they have nothing at all, this team is still as dangerous as any. And we're going to see a slow push over. The orb is still there. They could actually get themselves the lockdown and play this one incredibly safe. The rotation already there, though, from Sentinels. They have a pretty damn good read on this, but now G2 go back in the other direction. So maybe they read a page or 2 ahead.
Oh, it's actually beautiful, because they'd already seen keloqz as well inside of B main. And then as they rotate over, it looks like they've got the perfect read, the perfect stack. And you can imagine the danger if G2 tried to do what they're doing now. Imagine mixwell blast packs into A like that, like he did in the previous round. He gets crushed, but they make the right read, they get the sight, and now it should be an easy enough round. Sentinels have a lot of danger when they have these pistols, but the reality is when you're forcing yourself into a retake position, it's so much harder to find favorable fights.
Oh, this now becomes a bit of an awkward round for Sentinels. I would be surprised to see them go for anything other than exits. Maybe just try and hold some of these players into the site. You don't want to just allow G2 to farm up their ultimates. They're actually going to use the Cosmic Divide here, try and make them play on these closer range fights, and mixwell is more than okay with that. Going to get up in the face of his opponent, and they are just wiping out these remaining players. The only one left is zombs, and I think he might get caught out on the cross here, and mixwell will find them the prime gaming flawless. Solid round from G2, keeping it.
Showing that they're aware of what's going on in the defender's camp.
Using the dash just to be safe. They don't want that to be going down early. Again, they show presence over on B, show themselves on the left side of mid, even bait out a shot or 2. Now they're going to go running all the way back, and you can see the re-aggression coming out from Sentinels. They realize they need that extra information.
Cosmic Divide, I presume.
You should run.
That's going to be thrown down. Attacker Killjoy ult. Okay, well that's an ambitious one on the A side, and it's actually going to force them pretty far out. But the problem is, Sentinels are hard rotating into the side. mixwell is too. He's on the backside already, making his way right in there and securing an off angle for them to play on. They are full committing to this one. And on the G2 side, this has worked out so well. Site control and a deep nade out of mixwell. But he won't be re-aggressing into that operator. keloqz not playing the jet. He can't get out of there.
Wasn't able to escape this time. The Empress pop for nukkye. Kill will grant him his full HP back. Cosmic Divide though thrown through. And AvovA, just before it pops, will manage to get the pick. They're going to try and sneak their way through it on the other side. It's just awkward. He's blocking him on the other side. And AvovA again. He's using these cosmic divides to ridiculous effect. Sentinels can do absolutely nothing. And it's left on to ShahZaM. Although he finds two, there will be no more. And I think it's fair to say AvovA is the king of the cosmic divide.
That man is just unbelievable on time again. Gonna go for the same this time around. Right by. No, he gets caught up. Zombs. Good for one. Sick trading from above. Even in for two. And then ShahZaM walks through. But he's taken down by keloqz. This man showing up when he needs to. Plant on backside. And a 2 versus 2. Sentinels need to try and force this fight soon before a res can come through. The right up close. TenZ catches one, but keloqz needs to clutch it out. The res pulls one back online. dapr has to take the fight, and that's information. It's all that keloqz wanted. He just needs one more bullet. dapr, 31 HP, and Sentinels just about stay alive. One shot from dapr, a headshot to put 11 on the board. A close round, and you have to say, advantage still sits towards G2, but they need to close it out.
Oh, damn, that was just a spam straight through by the looks of it. mixwell is gone within seconds, countered after what has been such success over onto this A site. Now, the rest of the team are looking to try and fight into middle, but they've got to be so careful of this judge.
You've seen what this can do up close. You never expected a 12-11, surely. Tough fight if they take it, but luckily they've backed off. And this will be just a time delay. Clock gonna run down as G2 regroup and figure out how they want to approach this. I'm kind of concerned seeing keloqz move around mid with the spike like that. He's gonna regroup up with his teammates. The A side is where they're looking at, and it's all thanks to nukkye being so far pushed up in heaven.
It seems though again that the read is solid. They've left one player still into middle. The split is there. AvovA's got another cosmic divide, and as we know how much he can do with that, they're going to try and avoid that initial utility. Sick going to be stunned at the back, but there's two players they have to deal with, and dappr's already going to drop another. This gives him that Viper's Pit to just lock down the site, and the time is ticking now for G2.
Oh, what is going on here? nukkye came in with a quick double. The A site, sure, it might have a Viper's Pit on it, but B is open, and they know it. They're rotating all the way over, allowing them to have whatever they like on the A site. And if they can get the spike down quickly, oh, in fact, there's no ult orb there. So yeah, they're going to get this spike down. No res for Sick unless he finds a kill. And when they get to the B site, there's no one for him to res. This is huge. G2 have avoided a massive landmine. And now they just need to hold on in the post plant. Sentinels moving together through garage. Sick and dapr, the players that need to clutch this out, and they've both had their rounds. dapr in this one alone has been fantastic, but there's no utility to play with here, Tom. It's all down to aim duels on both sides of the coin. And the time is so low. They need to make a move. They need to find a kill soon, find some space. Sick is taken down. It's all up to dapr. He's going in for the stick, halfway at least, ready to take the fight up above, and koldamenta's shut down. He's almost got it, but they push at just the right moment. 13-11.